Harvey Norman is really helping out the Paralympic effort, and the Paralympic effort is one that is not just the Herculean effort of having to be a world-class athlete, but obviously a world-class athlete who has to work even harder than anyone else you're going to see in the next couple of weeks. The Paralympics. It's one of the best displays that humankind has of what it means to march through adversity and triumph beyond measure. It was back in 1944 that Dr. Ludwig Gutmann, a refugee from Nazi Germany, had opened a spinal injury centre to help veterans and civilians injured during wartime. He saw no reason why the disabled couldn't be active participants when it came to competitive sport. He was right then, and he's right now.
How important are games like these to paraplegics?
Very important, see, from both the physical and psychological point of view, but the most important is from the point of the social reintegration of the paralyzed into society.
So in 1948, the day of the opening ceremony of the London Olympic Games, he organised the first competition wheelchair athletes. 16 injured servicemen and women taking part in archery. With that, the Paralympics was born and the first Paralympians entered history. 12 years later, it had grown to a competition with more than 400 athletes from 23 countries, and it's taken place every 4 years since. In 2021, the Paralympics are in Tokyo, Japan, and we've got one heck of an Aussie to barrack for this year, among many. Triathlete Katie Kelly, supported by Harvey Norman, she'll be wearing the green and gold, and let me tell you, she's a downright legend.
To get the news that I was going to Tokyo today was just incredible relief. I mean, it's been a 5-year campaign. It's been a tough road, and I guess like a lot of athletes, the challenge of the postponement and the pandemic, and then some injuries. So I was just ecstatic to get that call.
This year, Katie will be defending the gold medal that she scored in Rio 4 years ago. But she won't be alone. You see, many Paralympians have guides who compete alongside them, and the relationship that Katie has with hers, Bree, is something special to see.
Competing as a vision impaired athlete, we have a guide, so we're tethered together in the swim, we ride a tandem bike, and we're tethered together on the run. You can imagine we spend a lot of time together in open water swimming, hours together on the bike and the run. It's a special partnership. It requires a lot of trust. I trust Bree, and her heart's in the right place. She'll see me in my most vulnerable, where I don't see, I trip over, I bump my head. Like, we have some funny moments, but you really want someone you know that has your back, and I think the other key word is respect.
In a further testament to Katie's Aussie legend status, in 2016 she set up the Sports Access Foundation to help Aussie kids with a disability participate in sport. And 3 of her grant recipients will be at the Paralympics this year.
I'm so excited that 3 of our recipients, Cole Pearce was awarded in 2017, he's a para swimmer. His story is amazing and challenging in that he lost his foot in a farming accident. He's from country Victoria. Jamison Leeson, this is someone you have to look up, from Dunedin, New South Wales. She travels up to 300 k's to get to training at the New South Wales Institute of Sport. So just think about that. It's not 20k away. She travels with her mum 300 kilometres to get to training in Boxia. She's been doing her HSC. She's made the Australian Paralympic team. And the 3rd recipient we awarded, Kira Stevens from Brisbane, para swimmer, physical disability. She's made the Australian team. So I'm so chuffed to ensure that our next generation of Paralympians and a next generation of aspiring Paralympians have every opportunity to achieve their goals.
So when you tune in to watch the Paralympics, keep an eye out for Katie, because I'm telling you right now, she's going to do Australia proud.
Just honoured to represent Australia and all of you.
How good is Katie and Bree and everyone else will be part of that team? Thanks to Harvey Norman for helping them out.